Hello my friends and welcome to episode 37 of our Football Manager 2019 Let's Play. Today we are taking on both legs of our Europa League Quarter Final against Dynamo Kyiv, starting away in Kyiv for the first leg after us getting past Milan in the last round. Since the last episode where the scores on the screen, so if you've not seen it, don't look, go check it out. We have played a few games, 5 I think it is, if my maths is correct. First up was Motherwell, we won 3-0, goals from Manuel Solomon, an own goal, and then Julian von Moos getting his first goal for the club, getting us a win against the Steelmen before we went to St Johnstone. This was the Scottish Cup quarter final replay. Barry Mackay scored a brace, Antonio Marin scored on his return, and Casey Palmer also scored before Sam Nicholson prevented a Liam Kelly clean sheet in the injury time. And then it was turn of St Mirren for our third away game in a row. In fact, we've not been away since the last at home since the last episode. So here we played St Mirren. We won 4-1. It was a very strong performance actually. Katic, Solanke, another own goal. Carlos Elena penalty. They equalised. The second half we sort of tailed off a little bit, but as you can see, it was a fairly good performance nonetheless. And then again, it was a neutral time. We're at Hampden this time, playing a Rafe in the Scottish Cup semi-final. And as you can see from the team, a very much rotated side again. We went 2-0 up, 1-0 up and then 2-1 up through Solomon and Palmer. They got a player sent off in the second half, and the game just sort of got seen out from there really. And then we played Hearts 2 days before we travelled to Kiev, because that is the perfect time to put a fixture in. We won 2-0 with a very rotated side. Only David Rea of that team will start today. As you can see from the team, there's not really any key sort of players other than ones that came off the bench, being Holden, Katic and Jadis. Barry Mackay and Timothy Fosu-Mensah scored before Ryan Porteous got himself sent off for 2 yellow cards. We're now going to have to balance all those fitness issues out, get across to Kiev, and all see pitch side. So here we are, we're almost full strength under the circumstances. Barry Mackay starting at left wing is the big shock. He's actually got a star here. Why is that star there? I can never remember what all these symbols mean. Ross McCrory and Malcolm 1 yellow away from suspension each. I've decided to give them this game rather than the next leg because I prefer them for the semi-final, so I actually wouldn't mind them getting booked here. We've got Patrick Roberts and Rob Holding who can step in for both of them. The reason Barry Mackay is in is, one, his form's been okay, but Antonio Marin picked up another injury on international duty. He's just not had a good sort of run of it since Christmas. And Manor Solomon picked up 2 yellow cards in the last leg, of course, so not 2 yellow cards, picked up his last yellow card, so is suspended for accumulation. So we've got Rea Tavernier, Ross McCrory, Nicolo Katic, Charlie Taylor, Alan Campbell, Charles Elena, Casey Palmer, Malcolm Mackay and Solanke for our team going into this game in Kiev. It's not the strongest team we can send out, I think, other than Barry Mackay it is though. I really like Alan Campbell in that holding role, and I'm actually probably not going to bring anyone else in to rival him next year. We've got Herbie Kane and Bulat out on loan at the minute, and both of them have had a fairly decent loan spell, and I don't think they're that much away, so I think they will come in and be the rotation options. I think what we need to do for next season is, I've already got 4 or 5 players coming in. The board have given me another £25 million to spend, but I genuinely don't see me spending a whole lot more money than what we've already got incoming. Now that will be deals that I will go into at the end of the season. That's why the Desiree post is thankful for us. So I've got a striker coming in for 10 million. I've got Scott McKenna coming in. I've got a Wonderkid striker coming in for 3.1 million, and I wasn't initially going to sign him. I've been scouting him for a little while, but he got a minimum wage clause on a new contract. And David Rail with a big save we need. Ross McCrory is going to be suspended for the next game, by the way. Need to demand more here. We've not started this game well at all. Solanke flicks that one on, but nobody there to help him out. And I think I wasn't going to go for him, but all the top teams in Europe, as Charles Elena puts us in, that demand more working there from the throw in. Couple of passes, Charles Elena left footed into the bottom corner. It's not been a good performance from us in a very, very empty stadium in Kyiv, which is quite surprising for this stage of the Europa League. But Charlie Taylor finds Charles Elena, and it's in the back of the net. 1-0, a nice big away goal for us as well. But this striker was starting to attract the interest of every single European club. I've actually posted a screenshot as Casey Palmer's going to score there in bizarre circumstances from Malcolm's free kick. 2 away goals straight away. We're in good shape here. Great ball in from Malcolm. Palmer saves it. Koval saves it. It comes back, and Palmer with the sliding tackle under the challenge tucks home. Malcolm with another free kick, and it's just over this time from the Brazilian. But as I was saying, yeah, this guy was attracting interest. I'll post a screenshot up of the interest that he had at the point of me confirming the deal. But every top 5 club in Italy, in England, there were a few Italian clubs, a few Spanish clubs, PSG were in there. And it was at a point where I was like, right, I need to make, if I want this guy, and even if he isn't going to play, for a season regularly, is it such a no-brainer to just spend the 3.1 million, take the risk, and, have him, because all that interest that's there means that the chances are this guy's got a lot of potential. My scouts rated him at 5-star potential, but 5-star potential for me is obviously very different to 5-star potential for a PSG. Where is that potential cap? So before they got their they're down to 10 men as well. Before they got all their budgets rearranged, I was like, you know what, I've got money left over from this season's budget, as Charles Elena gets his 2nd of the game, his 11th of the season. 3 big away goals here. That is very, very good for us. I'm going to make my move now. There's a couple of other players coming in. There will be a few free agents, I imagine, or players who will be free agents at the end of the season coming in. I still need a right back because I'm not convinced that Tavernier is the way forward. Juranovic will obviously come back from his loan spell, where he's had a good spell, but I think, again, he's not good enough to get ahead of Tav. So if I don't think Tav's good enough, then I can't really rely on him too much. So I need to get a right back, is basically what I'm trying to say. But every other position, I think, I was working out with these strikers coming in. We have 8 strikers registered for next season for 1 position. That's including Rossi and Cummings, Mabudi and Hardy, who will come back from loan, and both need game time. And we've got the new striker, we've got Van Moos, we've got John Hughes obviously returning from loan. It's unbelievable the quality of striker that we have, and I've got a headache because I can't play 8 strikers, so we're going to have to sell at least 2, probably loan out 3. Katic flicks on, Alan Campbell back post, at the near post rather, back post for Katic though. Couldn't flick it in, was offside anyway. So yeah, I've got a lot of headaches like that, and I need to work it out. I'm actually going to bring Ross McCrory off now. I know that he's missing the next game regardless, but I kind of just want to make sure he doesn't get sent off in this game and then put us from a commanding position into a treacherous one. They've started the second half fairly well. That was a clear penalty from Alan Campbell's challenge. Not good enough here. I'm going to give out another demand more. That worked in the first half. Gonzalez with the penalty. It's in. Still, they need to come to Ibrox and score 3 goals at least at present. And that puts them in a very difficult position as Derlis Gonzalez tucks home that penalty. I can't actually remember who else I've signed now. There's a couple of young lads that I've signed, and I need to work out what I'm going to do with the team. It's basically what I'm trying to say. I'm going to make one more change. Can Casey Palmer go up here? Do you think that would work? It would. Then I can bring Jadis in here. I think that might work. Barry Mackay not had a whole lot of game time, of course, so very, very tired. As Katic, that was going in, and Holden has blocked it and put it over. Rob, you idiot. And as you can see, we've also switched to an advanced forward for our striker role rather than the pressing forward. I wanted to start adjusting the tactics this season. That's the only change I've made so far. Is that's a decent ball in from Palmer. Von Moos just over the bar. I see myself playing with an advanced forward or a complete forward next season. And I'm actually a lot happier with the movement of the strikers with the advanced forward role right now. So again, I'm going to assess that going forward. But I think it's a step in the right direction tactically. I feel like we've got a bit more flow about us. Katic back to Alan Campbell. Not really convinced. He's going to have to go back to David Raya here. Or he's just going to dally long enough that he gets challenged. Eventually he does go back to David Raya. The options weren't opening up for him. It was always a poor pass from Katic and puts Alan Campbell under so much pressure. Charlie Taylor into Malcolm though. Oh, big save from Koval. I think it was going wide though, to be fair. Elena with another corner whips in towards Katic, but Katic doesn't respond to it and gives away a free kick. Not convinced that he was the one doing the blocking there. But okay, fair enough. 3-1 away win is what it looks like it's going to be just now. Von Moos with a crunching challenge to make sure he keeps the ball there. Jadis whipped across to Charlie Taylor. He's going to flick it towards the inside, but it's cleared away. And hopefully this will just see out the game. Alan Campbell intercepting the pass. Jadis forward for Von Moos. It's played out wide for Malcolm, who wasn't making that run into that area, so he'll be a bit frustrated with that one. Cleared away again. Katic. They've actually been a lot stronger second half. We had that little spell in the first half where it just didn't work out. Palmer to Charlie Taylor. Flick forward. Jadis on his bike. Never getting that in the middle there. Full time is the end result from that poor cross from Jadis. Very poor second half from us. Their keeper done an okay job under the circumstances. Player of the match for Charles Elena. Nobody will be surprised at that. 2 goals from midfield, of course, one of them being a penalty. But a 3-1 is a huge result. Man United also losing 2-0 in their game against Leipzig. Would maybe take out one of the English contingent for us should we qualify here. Not that Leipzig would be much easier, but they're on a much smaller budget compared to a United, a Liverpool and a Chelsea. We'll skip straight to the home leg now. 2 changes from the side that we played in the first leg last week. Obviously with Dynamo Kyiv needing to score 3 goals. Wasn't really much to change in all honesty. Rob Holding comes in for the suspended Ross McCrory and Manor Solomon in for Barry Mackay. He obviously is returning from suspension himself, so not too much to change. No game in between, so everyone is full fitness, but I felt, just same again or as close to probably wasn't a bad idea. Manor Solomon we trust very much so, as he has obviously done well for us in the past. It's been actually a little while, a couple of hours since I played that game. The little one woke up and then I had pool, so I'm also a little bit tipsy because I need to get this recorded now. As Casey Palmer has an effort and it's just over, so I apologise if my usual commentary is not in flow and I am a bit slower and, maybe say things I normally wouldn't say. Not that I'm drunk, I'm just generally tipsy. So we've got, a fairly strong team. We've got that goal scorer in midfield of Elena and Palmer, which has been a great buy, although I'm a bit confused to why Katic is taking throw-in. I've not adjusted. When I've adjusted all my set piece takers, I've not adjusted throw-ins, have I? That's silly. So we've got Nicole Katic taking throw-ins, because we've obviously got Etter playing and Barisic is away. Elena whips in the throw-in towards the corner rather. Katic keeps it alive, finds Alan Campbell. Elena whips in again towards Palmer, cleared away only as far as Nicolo Katic. Cleared away to, passed away over to Charlie Taylor, whose ball in ends the highlight. Before just actually seeing what happened, I'm going to go, it was that bad. Katic himself actually not that great fitness-wise right now, struggling a little bit. I'm very much open to selling him in the summer. We've signed 4 players, I think it was, at a combined cost of 25 million. The regen that I was talking about, the striker that I was talking about, Scott McKenna, and a youth player. I double-checked that between games before the little one woke up, so it's only as the 4 players. League-wise, we are confirmed for the Champions League for next season with second place locked. Of course, the Europa League would get us access straight into the group stages without qualifiers, which makes it a bit easier. I think it would also be first seeds, although I'm not 100% sure on that, on how the Europa League works in terms of the seeding position for the following season. I'm going to bring Katic off for Bashiri just to freshen things up. We've got Aberdeen in a couple of days' time. We are 10 points behind Celtic, but Aberdeen cannot catch us, so I might just rest players in the league depending on this result, of course. And try and give young lads, like Jordan Houston, Ben Mackey, and players like that a chance just to give them a go and shine. Elena whips this one out for Malcolm. Oh, it's intercepted and cleared away. It's offside. I was about to say the lad's in behind holding, which isn't ideal, but it was offside. I'm going to give a demand more because this has not been a good game at all from us here. Had lots of the ball, well, I say lots of the ball, 50% of the ball, and a decent amount of shots, but not enough clear-cut chances. We're just going to not make any more subs now, I think, unless we want to bring off Manor Solomon, which I actually do, just to make sure he doesn't get sent off, because we will need him for the first leg of the next round, which is the semi-final. Of course, the final is at Ibrox, so it would be huge. I kind of get a feeling we're going to get Man United in the semi. I just have a feeling that we get Man United in the semi or the final. There's just something that tells me that. Rea launches this one clear, and that is the final whistle. 0-0 on the night. It's our worst result at Ibrox in Europe this year, I think. In fact, it's our worst performance at Ibrox, certainly. I feel the Fenerbahce game was 0-0 as well, wasn't it? When is the next? The draw. I'm going to bring you back for the draw, guys. Give me 2 seconds. And welcome to the semi-final draw. My gut feeling that I said about meeting Man United in the semi-final is gone. They are out, knocked out by Leipzig. So it leaves us, Chelsea, who would beat home and away in the group stage, Liverpool and RB Leipzig, vying for that 2 places at the final at Ibrox Stadium. Let's get the draw done. We're out first in the hat. Who are we going to get? Chelsea. We've beat them twice this season. This will be a bit tougher. They're now obviously going to go for it. How are they doing in the league? They're 7th, so this is their way into the Champions League. They're not going to catch Man United, really. Such a get points difference. So they need to make sure that I'm getting some of their training information here. That's quite interesting, actually. They'll be looking for this win as much as we will, but we have beat them home and away this season already, so hopefully we can keep that going. That will be the next episode. So we'll do the double Chelsea and then we'll do double Celtic for the final episode of this season. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, guys. We've got another big one coming up just round the corner. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, hit like, and if you enjoyed, hit subscribe if you're new. And I'll hopefully catch you all next time.